project in the future, and maybe your projection of the
plan
future.
for the future. I mean, that's the whole deal. That's why we're doing this
Well,
budget.
that's why,
I think this budget's
Mr.
malpractice.
Liss, that's why I'm proud to say that despite your doomsayer clauses and what have you, that this city has been one of those cities that has not laid off any police and firemen, unlike your
exactly
city,
true.
your city where
Positions
you work
open.
from. No, unlike your city where you work from in Royal Oak, where they've laid off substantial firemen and policemen. That's a fact. They've done that.
What does
And
Royal Oak have to do with Warren? If you want to be mayor of Royal Oak, move.
Mr. Liss,
You know,
that would go equally
Let's talk
for you.
about Warren, a city you've been in quite some time and same here. Now, would you disagree with me that the numbers I came up with, a $2 million fund deficit, a $4 million fund deficit, a projected $7 million, and a projected $11 million is $25 million?
Your projections, as you said, Mr. Liss, are predicated on a number of things, but right now,
They're predicated on your
Mr.
budget.
Liss,
Your budget,
Mr.
300
Liss,
pages that you gave to every
Mr.
council.
Liss, all I know is that right now, this city is doing a darn good job, and we're not laying off, we're not raising taxes, we're not doing any of the draconian effects that most cities are doing.
We're going
So
to
I
have to
have
get there if
confidence.
we don't manage this budget
Well,
now.
I
Would you
have
disagree
confidence
with
that
me
through
that it's a
through the
$25
work
million
of my
that you
executive
spent.
administrator and the department heads, that we will be successful and we will be able to take care of the impending difficult challenges that we have.
In 2 years' time, you're going to have to cut $20 million out of the budget. We're going to be, the budget's going to have to go down to $69 million. Our services will get cut. We'll have to ask for tax hikes. It'll be an atrocity. Do you not agree with me that your own budget figures show that you've spent, or will spend, $25 million more than this city's brought in revenue?
I do not agree with anything you state, Mr. Liss, because you come from a biased point of view, and you are going to continue to have that negative point of view. I see the future as I see the future financial issues that we can solve and we will solve. You choose to see them in the worst possible light, and I don't. So we disagree. All I know is that, Mr. Liss, whatever city you look at that surrounds us, the city of Warren is doing better, and we're handling this difficult situation.
Mr. Fouts, I have to disagree that this city's handling it better. This city and your administration has been a spendthrift. When you first came in here, you went on a deluge of hiring. And I told you back then that hiring would cost you $1 million to $2 million a year. And in 4 years, that's $8 million.
Now, Mr. Liss, I've never heard you say that, and I really don't know what you're talking about, but I do know that, as an example, the mayor's office budget has come in 40% less than it did 3 years ago.
It doesn't matter what your budget comes in.
Well,
Everybody in this city, except for the council
well,
office and
I'm
the
sorry
planning
that
department,
you
works for
feel
you.
that way, Mr. Liss, but I
Everybody,
happen
Mr.
to have,
Hartley over
I
there,
happen to have
supposedly in the
complete
water,
faith
in
and
the
confidence
DPS,
in our city officials
but he
and our
responds to
workers,
you, Mr.
and I think
Fouts.
together they can be successful. Now, I'd like to remind you of some other things that, as a personal point of view, because often you say lead by example, and I'm going to remind you of these things. Number one, when I was on the council, I refused to accept the medical benefits or the $3,000 in cash. Have you done the same?
You have no idea
No,
how
Mr.
much
Liss,
money I've contributed to
well,
charity
Mr.
with that.
Mr.
So that's
Liss,
uncalled
no,
for,
I
Mr.
want to just
Fouts.
ask you,
That's uncalled
It's
for.
the city that's bankrupt, apparently.
I chose not to accept medical benefits or the $3,000
Are we gonna talk about the
alternative.
budget here?
Obviously, you accepted the money.
Are we gonna
Now,
talk
the
about the
second
budget
thing
here?
is that when I was on the council, I proposed an ordinance that would eliminate my possibility of getting a pension, and I saved the city over $1 million, and no mayor has ever given
But
up
you're the
that.
guy in the
In
chair.
addition,
I have a motion to recess by Mr. Stevens.
I'd like to finish my response. I wanted to give some examples.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Roll call.
Why?
budget, huh?
Is that? We have a motion by Mr. Stevens, support by Mr. Sadowski. Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
No.
Mr. Green? No. Ms. Kumar?
Yes.
Mr. Bachman?
No.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, no. One, two, three, four, five. Yes. Motion passed 5-4.
Thank you.
The meeting will go into recess for 10 minutes.